continuing from the last video, JJ, the star of the show, is now realizing one of his teammates is injured. Very bad. The coach walks in and gives a word of advice and enlightens the room on their successful win on the game, and keeping them focused on what the goal is and why did they come here and what was the reason why they all collabed together. The character who actually got injured was one of the most important characters in the game. That was the point guard that got them into the tournament throughout the whole season. As words of encouragement, he says keep your head high and make sure that we stay focused on the gold. And JJ right now talks to his teammates and encourages them about all the great stuff that they did, and talking about all the things that they have worked towards for the whole entire offseason to the season point. JJ is now being a leader, and he's stepping up to the plate and showing the teammates that we can still do this. But knowingly, in spirit, he's going to watch them from a distance. So now JJ is going to give them a great spiel of a speech, and he's talking to them and letting them know, and he's trying to get them motivated for the next part, another game that's going to be coming up very soon. It's just one win that they just grabbed, but a misfortunate situation where someone got injured and clipped by the knee. So JJ is stepping up to be a leader, and he's definitely doing it at a very good pace. Okay? So they now find out what bracket they're landing on, or like landed into, and what they're finding out is who they're going to be playing next. JJ is pretty disappointed because he needs his point guard to be there, and he doesn't know what is going on with him. He hasn't seen him since that day. So now JJ is right now looking surprised at knowing he pops in front of the door and he hears his voice. But he's not surprised by the situation. The point guard has really ruptured his knees and his legs. I should say his leg, just in general. And from looking at his body language, he's very, very nervous because he has never faced anything like this before. It's something new to him. He does not know how to respond to a situation like this, but he can tell them what the doctor has told him. And he's not going to make a speedy recovery in the time frame of the next game. So what's going on right now is that he's letting him know exactly what is happening towards him. And he talked to the coach, and the coach and the doctor talked together, and they told him exactly what happened. And the news is that they cut his sports ship, as like when you are an athlete and you get basically on this situation, basically you can have a tuition paid for, school paid for, dorm paid for, and a lot of things that come with it, perks. They cut his tuition because he was injured and he can't play no more. So they let him go. So right now he's upset, and he goes to the coach's room and he wants to talk to the coach and asks them what was the reason why you did that. And because of JJ was not able to play because he was injured, and because of the injury is going to take too long, he looked at him as a business move and he cut him off the team. JJ's upset, and he said he gave him everything he got, from his energy, making it to practice on time, towards all of the great things that he was able to do. And you can just do that to a player like that, with that caliber. And then JJ was really upset, and he couldn't look at him the same as a coach that made something dramatic decision like that, and really didn't look out for him as a player and as a human being. So now it comes down to a point now. The coach is going to talk to the team, and he talks to JJ about what's going on right now. They had a good practice, and they're about to hit the showers. And what's going on right now is that they're just talking, and JJ's trying to stay positive. And what happens is, he's not happy at the coach. He's disappointed. So he makes it back home, and this is his agent that works on his, basically profiling him to making him as good as he possibly can. JJ in this storyline, it did 4 years of college, and he finished his college degree. So basically he's finishing it up, and he wants to do it, and she's keeping him on the great path of finishing it. And she was the reason why she told him that it will be great for you to stay 4 years, complete it, and then go to the league, because what happens is you have something to fall back on. She lets him know about all these great stuff that he got going on for him, but she's like, he's really, really not focused, because the point guard is really important on the team, and he just doesn't know how to deal with the situation, knowing that the coach cut somebody that had so much potential in many aspects of the game. And he's looking from a player point of view, and he's like, if he could do that to him, then he could do that to me. And the agent was just talking to him and letting him know that you should be more uplifting yourself, and you should be really looking for the greatness that you have, health, strength, and all that great stuff. And he's feeling a little bit better about himself and empowering him. So she's empowering him right now and letting him know that you have a lot to live for, and you still have a lot to go for. And JJ right now is just sitting down and taking in and reminiscing about the times that she's talking about, but he's still feeling a certain type of way. So she encourages him to go out there and complete the task and the goal that was given out, the championship. So now the final game is taking place, where the next round is taking place, the regionals. And the team is getting ready. And as the team is getting ready, JJ, the star player of this team, who's going to be the captain of the team now, has to step up. But the first move he makes is that he talks to the team and tells them that he's not going to play this game, to make a statement and make the coach understand exactly, if you do that to him, then this is what we are, players. So he makes a stand, and he tells the team that he's not going to go out there and fight with them, but he's going to be there in spirit, cheering them on, supporting them, and rooting them on. The players in the room understand what he's doing, and they say, do what you got to do, my friend, kind of feeling. So at the same time, they're kind of looking like, man, we need him too. But he says he's not still going out there. The coach is going to walk in the room while he's giving a speech, and the players are kind of upset and saying whatnot. But some players are going to get more time than others, because if he doesn't step on the court, somebody's going to get those minutes. And basically this guy was saying, if you don't play, we're not going to play, and we're going to forfeit. But then he says, I can't let you do that. You need to go out there and fight. Basically saying, I'm taking a stand for that player that was injured, and I'm going to stand out with him too. So the coach walks into the room and says, all right, let's get suited up. And everyone's getting suited up, and he's getting ready for the game, and he's pretty stoked about it. He's like, we got a couple minutes until we got to step onto the floor. And he tells the coach he's not going to go out there, and he boldly says it. And the coach stands up and says, you better step out that court, because you need to play this game, because it's a big game that we're stepping on the court for. And the coach is like, oh, okay, so you want to be a tough guy, kind of feeling. So then everyone kind of just waits for him and lets him talk. And then he doesn't step on the court. And he tells the coach that he's not going to do it. So they step on the court and they get ready for the practice and they do the drills and they do all the nice stuff before the game and they do the stretches and all the great stuff. But in the same time, he's watching it and hearing it from a point of view, and he's watching it on his phone, cheering them on in the locker room while he should be suited up and playing with them. But because he wants to take a stand and prove to the coach that he himself as a player, if you do that to him, you got to do that to me, feeling, end up backfiring. They end up losing the game, and it's pretty hard. And he says, I'm sorry that I didn't go out there. And they said, don't feel sorry for what just happened. They understand. But it's just tough to take a loss like that and knowingly know that they could have been so much closer to the championship than they know it. So this player JJ is really going through a lot, and he's really trying to figure out what is he going to do with his career now after making a decision like that. The media and everybody else who really wants to know why he didn't step on the court, because he is one of the faces on the team. They're going to ask him exactly the questions. What was the reason why you didn't step on the court? And he has to face them now. He tells the media that there was a situation that happened with one of the players, and he talks about it from the coach's point of view and the player's point of view. And he was taking a stand not just because of the players or the player that got injured, because he wanted to make a point. And as that point took very much a big turn, it made it to a radio station that they just talked to them. And they talked about this situation. And the great situation about this was that they gradually talked to him about some funny things and let him know about some great things and talked about other things, but they got touched a little bit more about not him not playing in that regional game. And he felt that situation, and then he was talking to them about exactly what was going on and behind the scenes. So for the most part, this video is based on a lot of emotions and a lot of ups and downs. But the one thing that I can take from this video that I can let you guys know, if you guys play the storyline, you guys will remember it, and it will be something that you will always remember. And this new character, aka JJ, is now the face of NBA2K20. So please go and cop this game today. Hit that like and hit that subscribe button. Come back for more. And remember, this is going to be just one of many other videos coming up. My name is Chris Dash. JJ's right now puzzled. He's right now thinking about leaving. His agent is amazingly looking at one of the situation like, you need to finish your schooling and do exactly what you were planning to do, and you're going to throw that away for a situation that occurred with another player that you are fully healthy and capable of doing what you need to do. And she's like, stop, you need to really think this through, because this is school. You can't just throw that away and think that it's not just normal like that, like you're not gonna do anything. And he's like, what happened to all the other hundreds of thousands of kids out there like that who are dealing with the same thing I'm dealing with? And he said, I'm not gonna deal with it. You know what I mean? If they're gonna be doing that to players like that, then that's not fair to us in general. And then he's like getting an argument with the agent, saying he's frustrated with this stuff, like, you know what I mean? And it's on top of his head that he knows that if anything like this happens, he's gonna be that guy to be like, oh, you know what I mean, he was today and there will be another guy tomorrow, you know what I mean? And he was pretty upset, and she's trying to calm him down. And the one thing that he was saying and yelling out, and when he's conversating with this over and over, he says he needs to go back home. He needs to think about this and go back home. So basically, she's like, okay, you know what? I'm done fighting with you. If you want to make the decision, then you ultimately are going to make this decision, and you are going to make your decision on how you feel. Okay? So if that's what it is, if you want to go back home, that's what it is. So the storyline has a lot of emotion involved in it. Okay, so I'll see you guys for the next video, and I'll stay tuned, and you will see very much more. Peace.